So we've heard there the mood from Brussels. Tell us what is the reflecting mood in the UK?
Good morning, Belle. Well, even if the Prime Minister can overcome those obstacles in Brussels, I think the mood is far less optimistic here in London. Now, the Cabinet will be assembling later on today. The ministers were meant to be meeting for an emergency session either on Saturday or yesterday, when it was thought this deal might get done quicker to approve it. But that still won't be happening. It will be a normal cabinet today. They will be discussing Brexit. But the clock is ticking down until the end of tomorrow night for a deal to be signed so that that EU summit can take place later this month. If it is signed in the next 24 hours with Brussels, then the Prime Minister will need to reconvene the Cabinet and get their approval. Now, the Cabinet is very split. There are some leavers who we think are pretty much opposed to the deal, the likes of Penny Mordaunt, who is the International Development Secretary, and Esther McVey, the Work and Pension Secretary. They're both strong leavers. It's thought that if they do decide to walk, the Prime Minister could survive their departures from her government. But if senior members like Liam Fox, the Trade Secretary, and Michael Gove aren't happy, then that would really be problematic for the Prime Minister. But then even if she can get it through the Cabinet, taking it to Parliament is where it's really thought she will run into severe problems. The Labour Party now seem destined to vote against whatever deal the Prime Minister gets. They want to try to trigger something else, either a general election or a people's referendum, as they voted for in their party conference. The Prime Minister seems to have lost the foundation of her majority, the DUP, the Northern Irish party she did a deal with. And on her own backbenches, it's not just the Brexiteers who are unhappy at the moment and who are pushing to crash out with no deal, but it is also the Remainers, many of them very unhappy. They forced through campaigns in the courts having a real vote on the final deal, and it's thought at the moment that many of them are minded to vote against it to try to trigger some kind of second referendum.